All right, guys, back on Southeastern 16 with Max Barr. More SEC basketball transfers to talk about. We're going to catch up with one with the Vols in Knoxville, Tennessee. Picks up Jaylen Carey from Vanderbilt. He committed there a couple of days ago, and of course, catching up after the end of the national championship and the season officially over, Max. But we've already talked about Jacoby Gillespie to Tennessee. Might be talking about another player to Tennessee soon. We'll see how that goes. But Jaylen Kerry, we know, is joining the mix, coming over from Vanderbilt. And hey, we talk about a front court. My goodness, Rick Barnes got some options with his current roster that he's going to have in 25-26 by adding another guy like this to the mix.
Wait, let me get that straight. You said Tennessee's going to have options in the front court? Like they're not just going to have Estrella on injured reserve and Cade Phillips is playing with whatever was that shoulder brace, the cosmetics that the volleyball committee loved to see. Milicic, you're saying we got options? Okay, folks. Good problem to have here. I don't know where everyone's going to end up playing minutes distribution wise, but this is a great start off the portal. Picking up Gillespie, one of the best point guards in the country last year, not even trying to project like he could be, already is. He might be joined by a friend of his to pair up with this monstrous front court that's starting to take shape. You got Akpara, you got Estrella, like I mentioned, off the injury, Cade Phillips, and now add in Jaylen Carey to the mix, 6'8", 265. But he doesn't play 265. Light on his feet, extremely athletic. I know you're going to get into some Barnes quotes, but Barnes said he likes how he's versatile offensively, can put it back to the basket and your conventional low post scoring, or can face you up and has some real athleticism off the bounce here. Jaylen Kerry finally leaving Mark Byington after the James Madison and Vanderbilt years. Now, a Vol.
Well, I mean, again, Tennessee fans are probably well aware of this guy because he had two of his best games of the season against Tennessee. You go back on the one on January 18th, he had 14 points, 10 rebounds in that game. Had a block, had a steal, all that good stuff. Then goes to Knoxville on February 15th, 18 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. He had two really good games against Tennessee. So I know the Vol fans will remember that, but also had some good games elsewhere. Again, when you look at sort of the physicality of SEC play and all that, he was someone that I think that will continue to be something developing in that area. I mean, we know just the physicality and fouls and all that kind of stuff that comes into play when you talk about the plays that are made in the paint in this league. But again, you mentioned, I think, just in terms of like the quality and what he can bring to the table. Like you said, Rick Barnes was really, talking about the style that he plays and just being able to use him in a variety of ways and to carry that into what Jaylen Kerry has said since that. I know you have some other stuff too, but from Ryan Shumpert at Rocky Top Insider, a couple quotes here from Jaylen Kerry. Quote, one of the reasons why did you choose, right? Just Rick Barnes' past, proving he can put guys in the league at my position, and also being that winning culture, playing the Vols twice last year. I wanted to be part of that. I wanted to have that experience and have a guy that's going to push you every day. And even on days where you're not feeling and on days where you don't want to be pushed, he's still going to be there. Kind of going forward, this is the one you're going to enjoy, Max, and you're going to be ready to run through a brick wall for this guy. Quote, Coach Barnes says he sees a dog in me. He said I got a Rottweiler in me. Oh, yeah. He's going to let me off the chain. Just bringing that physicality and whenever we need a bucket in the post to deliver. Max, your thoughts?
Okay. Now I like that. And that brings me right into my first stat. Now, you guys know, I'm a stat guy. I like my unique stats. I do. I dig for them. I am shocked I did not know this. And it was almost an insult to myself. I was mad at myself for not knowing this. Guess who was number 1 in SEC play in offensive rebound rate? Number 1, Jaylen Kerry. Yeah, Florida, Alabama, Texas A&M, all these teams, pride behind their offensive rebounding numbers. Top 5s in the nation. They didn't have anyone that had a higher offensive rebound rate, offensive rebounds per minutes on the floor than Jaylen Carey right here. 3 double-doubles off the bench. Now, he's come off the bench his entire career, yet he's only played single digits twice. Played double digits in 68 out of 70 games, has only started one game. This was a 22-minute guy a game in SEC play this year. 22 minutes a game, that's a starting big. You don't get the starting tag on him, but this is a starter level minutes guy. 22 minutes, 9.5 points a game, 6 rebounds a game in SEC play. This is an underrated pickup nationally, even a little underrated to me personally. When I'm looking at this, I'm like, wow, get putting in the right spot, in the right role, Blake. Just like you said, letting him off the chain. This could be big time for the Vols. Just thinking in like big picture, if you have an injury go down in that front court, anything happens over the course of the season, this could be really big.
Yeah, you got minutes to work with here, like we said, given the expected front court that this team's going to have now, and adding him to the mix. And like we mentioned, I mean, the front court, it's pretty much taken care of at this point.
Yeah.
Now we just see how the guard positions and the wings and how that kind of fills out on this roster, as we said, knowing who you have to replace there from last season. I mean, multiple just top contributors with that. But I think, yeah, you mentioned like just the rebounding rate. Like he's not someone I think is going to have to go out and play 30 minutes a game. He can, but he's not going to have to, probably given the rotations that Tennessee can have with these guys that we're expecting to come back. And I mean, think about how many times, if you watched us in our preview / prediction videos we did this past season. I mean, how many times whenever we talked about the Vanderbilt game, whoever they were playing, there were a lot of times where we said, all right, it's got to be a Jaylen Kerry game. Like, he's got to play big. And I feel like that maybe the first Tennessee game we said that, where I think I was like, hey, I just don't know, man. Like, you got Okpara, you got Milicic. Like, if Vanderbilt's going to have a chance here, it's got to be Jaylen Kerry. And then again, he came out, played well, and they won that game. And so I think it's just seeing that continued development because, again, he was with Mark Byington for a couple seasons. And now, you're going to go and probably play a different style now with Tennessee. And obviously, we know what the expectations are going to be defensively. And that's where I think, that's the biggest thing, right? Is we can look at the points scored and the rebounding and all this, but it is what are you going to bring to the table defensively? And I think he's clearly someone that's proven he can be an effective shot blocker. And, again, it's just, I think, that if you're going into play for Rick Barnes, it all starts on the defensive end of the floor. And that's where, like, I think there should be some excitement from Tennessee fans to see how he's going to use these different options he now has in the front court, seemingly, when it comes to, once again, trying to build a top 5, top 3 defensive team in the country, which, they've been for the past however many seasons now.
Yeah, and I don't think you mentioned this quote yet, the one from Kerry about how he saw the reactions, the aftermath of the Tennessee season. The way the players were talking about their relationship with Barnes after the Houston loss, the emotions of it, the passion involved with it, and he wanted to be a part of that. Now, I went back, Blake. I went back because you did mention how he had the big games against the Vols. Now, he had a Ken Pom MVP. Ken Pom gives a game MVP for each game. He got that twice this year. One of those was against Tennessee. Went back and watched. Now, that game in Knoxville, he drew a technical out of Ziegler. Uh-huh. It was a jump ball. Ziegler steps back and fires the ball right at his chest. Technical. This is you hate to play against him. Love to have him on your team. Now, instead of 2 points in the ball, you guys are going to get 2 points and the ball. Jaylen Kerry.
Well, look, I know everyone's already seen the quote, but I will add it in just because it's college sports and it's rivalry time.
Come on.
We know how it goes from the same story here from Ryan at RockyTopInsider.com. Quote, I'm a Vol now, man. I don't care about no black and gold. I bleed orange now, man. I don't care about what they've got to say. So, add a little spice here to the rivalry between the Commodores and the Vols on the court. You know what? I got no problem with that. All right? It's basketball. Have some fun with it. It's the transfer portal age. Hey, that makes the showdown in Nashville next season at Memorial Gym even bigger. So, There you
Oh yeah, and they split last year.
go.
So this is I already can't wait. Let's go. Prediction video. Come on.
I mean, but look, it is the norm now, right? It's bizarre to think about, but like that's just the norm now. Like it's we've seen Aiden Holloway go from Auburn to Alabama. Like we know again
Yep.
kind of how this works, and so it's the transfer portal era, and I think it is going to be kind of exciting to see someone who is just very physically gifted in terms of, like we said, I mean, he's going to bring a lot of the things to the table that you need to be successful in the SEC. We already saw some of that this past season, and I think seeing that development under Rick Barnes, someone who's just been doing this as long as he has, and we've seen what he's been able to do with guys, not just defensively, but kind of tweak some of those things offensively to fit within their system and all that. So, yeah, I think a pretty significant pickup for the Vols.
Yeah, and also don't put too much into projecting his exact role and fit, because they still have about 4 spots open, depending on
Yeah.
if Mr. Gillespie's friend is going to head over. But think about this past year. We're trying to project Auburn's front court, and they end up starting both of their centers, and then it works out fantastically. Hey, a lot of college basketball right now is going to the 3 guard too big. Jaylen Carey's athletic enough at the 4, so who knows? We still got a ways to go here. Portal cycle just getting started.
Yep. And of course, we'll have it all covered if there is another edition soon for Tennessee. We'll have it covered here on the channel. So subscribe, hit the like button, turn on your notifications. We have new videos or new live streams. We'll still be doing our regular live shows for SEC basketball throughout the off season as well. So again, we appreciate you guys. If you're a Tennessee fan just now jumping in, check out the Jacoby Gillespie video we've already done here on the channel, and of course baseball, football stuff as well. So we appreciate you guys watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Southeastern 16.